They were not expecting this. You are surprising everyone with your glow up and with your level up. Welcome to the Obsidian Swan. We have a juicy reading today. Receive only what resonates. And let's get started with picking your pile. So we have pile 1 with the Autumn Mermaid. And we have pile 2, a certain slant of light. And just pick the one that you are most drawn to. Okay, if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, we're going to get right into it with pile 1. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the Autumn Mermaid, this is going to be your reading. So let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful card here. So some of you, depending on when you're watching this, had a glow up in the autumn months. And if that doesn't resonate with you, a lot of your glow up was around release and letting go. What people weren't expecting was for you to let them go. You released a lot of people that were holding you back when it came to your glow up and level up. I'm getting that you were surrounded by people who were on a level that you were looking to rise above, and you realized that staying around these people was going to prevent you from getting to the level that you wanted to go to. So, for example, if we're around people who, let's say, are really into bad habits, don't want to take care of themselves, or maybe are always complaining about things and not taking the action steps to change it, or are just content in living a certain way. And that's totally fine for some people. That's their path, if they're content, with certain things. But for you, you weren't content with those things. And you knew that sticking around was going to prevent you from getting to where you wanted to go. So what people weren't expecting was for you to walk away, for you to release them, for you to let go of all of the things and people that were holding you back. And you went for it, and they weren't expecting that. I have some descriptors here. And a lot of you clicked on this reading for just entertainment purposes. I feel like the people who clicked on this reading and the vibe of my channel, we don't really care what people think, but this is for fun. This is for entertainment. This is just to see what's going on. But also, some good messages may pop up from this reading that are going to be helpful as you move forward as well. So we have easygoing. We have Pisces. We have coworker. We have stay-at-home mom. We have athlete. We have athletic. We have aware, and we have mentor. Pile 1, with this easygoing, I'm getting that you were very easygoing. And when I say easygoing, what I'm getting from this is that you didn't have a whole lot of boundaries set up. So you were kind of a just go with it, don't really want to cause any trouble or start anything. You don't want to offend anyone, make anyone upset. So you're easygoing, and to the detriment of your own happiness, to your own well-being. And so what people are surprised by is that you are finally setting boundaries. You are finally saying, no, you're finally saying, this is how I want to move forward. And you're setting boundaries with people who did not expect boundaries to be set. With Pisces here, you may have had to set a boundary with someone who is a Pisces, or you might be a Pisces yourself. That's for some. coworker. So your coworkers are especially surprised of your glow up. And if it's not a coworker, like if you own your own business, your peers are surprised of this glow up. We also have stay-at-home mom. So there could be a stay-at-home mom that wasn't expecting this glow up, or you might be a stay-at-home mom. I'm getting someone who, if you are a stay-at-home mom, you felt like you didn't have a whole lot of time to give to yourself. And so what people are surprised by is that you changed that. What they weren't expecting is that you changed that. You figured out how to work in self-care for yourself. You figured out how to get a glow up for yourself as well. And maybe for some of you, your kids are getting older and you realize, like, I've been giving for so long. Now it's time to pour into myself. And this actually reminds me of a story because I was a single mom, and I remember I went to this party. It was like, I think it was like a bridal shower. It was something like that. And I was wearing a dress that I had thrifted. It was a really beautiful dress. And someone said to me, "Oh, wow, that's a really pretty dress, but I would rather put my finances and my attention into getting clothes for my children instead of spending it all on myself." Obviously, I, got clothes for my child, and I, got them nice clothes, and I made sure that they were taken care of. But it was almost like they were saying, like, they don't spend money on clothes for themselves. They put all of their resources into getting clothes for their children, which was a reflection about them. So, they were feeling some type of way about how I was looking. And again, I thrifted this dress. It was very, very cheap. But it's just an example of like how people can come down on you for like the dumbest stuff that they feel some sort of way about themselves, because that she wants to have something for herself, and she was feeling some type of way and had to make that comment to me and almost like shame me as a mother as well. But I had to tell myself, like, that's a reflection upon them, and I deserve to dress nice. I deserve to feel nice, and I'm not going to show up to a party frumpy just to make other people feel more comfortable or to prove that I'm a great mom. That's ridiculous. So that's just how you're surprising people is, and what they didn't expect is for you to start taking care of yourself. When you fill your cup, you're able to pour into others so much easier and so much better. So, take care of yourself. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't worry about what other people have to say about it, because they're not in your situation. They don't know, and it's none of their business. So we have athlete and athletic. So for a lot of you, you're starting to maybe work out some more, maybe get into like a sport that you enjoy. I'm also getting, what's surprising people is that, and this is just for some, that they didn't view you as athletic before. Maybe you didn't view yourself as athletic before, so it caused other people to not view you in that way. And so you're surprising everyone because now they're like, oh my gosh, like she's actually athletic, or he's actually athletic. This is crazy. I never saw them in that light before. So you're surprising people in that sense too. And then we have aware. So you're getting this whole new awareness about yourself, and you're becoming more aware of others, and you're surprising people because you're becoming more aware of them, and again, setting boundaries due to this newfound awareness. And then we have mentor here. And what I'm getting, and actually what's actually coming up, is if you have a mentor, you've surpassed them, and they weren't expecting that. They weren't expecting you to surpass them. And it kind of came as a shock to them. Actually, you know what? I don't think it came as a shock to them. I think they were expecting for some of you to surpass them, but they didn't want you to realize it. So for a lot of you, you've surpassed your mentors. So be very careful with that. You know, some of them may be happy for you and some of them may not be so happy for you. So just keep that in mind. And some of you may be becoming mentors yourself. And that's what people weren't expecting about you. They weren't expecting you to become a leader. Maybe you're becoming a leader in your job, and that's something that coworkers weren't expecting. So let's go ahead and get into some more cards here. So we have rock bottom. We have friendship, new love. We have indecision, be cautious. We have possible separation. We have blonde or light-haired, kind-hearted man. We have financial stability, prosperity, and success. We have business partnership. We have gossip and obstacles. So there's a lot going on in this in this card. Excuse me. I'm having a little bit of like trouble clearing my throat, which I feel like is like what people weren't expecting. Is I think people were trying to suppress your voice, and they weren't expecting, again, they weren't expecting you to set some boundaries. They weren't expecting you to use your voice. I'm really feeling that energy of like trying to suppress that voice, trying to suppress your truth. So we have this rock bottom, and I think people have been hitting rock bottom and they wanted to bring you down. You didn't accept that. You didn't accept that rock bottom was your destiny. And so you have surpassed that. You have elevated yourself. And so the people around you, they're surprised because they thought that you were going to follow them there. So they weren't expecting that. So we have friendship and new love. So you're going to be creating new friendships. You're going to be surrounded by people that really love and care about you and like to lift you up. And then we have indecision, be cautious, and possible separation. And so what I'm getting from this is just past energy. This is people that you've had to let go of, that you've had to separate from, that you've had to move on from. And I think you were very cautious and, you know, maybe had a little bit of indecision at first, but I think you really came to a conclusion of who you were ready to release and who you were going to allow to stay in your energy. And we have blonde or light-haired, kind-hearted man. So I'm getting that some of you may have a kind-hearted man in your life, and they may or may not have blonde or light hair. Just that might be a confirmation of who they are, but just think more of the energy of this person. And there may be someone around you who just has this energy, or maybe this is describing you. And if you, whether you're a man or a woman, if you are a woman, maybe you are stepping into a more powerful role. So not necessarily saying that, you know, you're masculine or anything like that, but you know, we think in energies here, so masculine and feminine energy. So, you know, masculine is like that logical, taking action energy. And so that could be something that you've stepped into and taking action. And that's something that people didn't expect of you. And we have prosperity right next to it, success and financial stability. So in that taking action, you're bringing in prosperity, success, financial stability. People weren't expecting your finances to glow up, to level up. And we have business partnership here. So again, I just feel like you're going to be making new partnerships and new relationships that are going to level you up. And then we have gossip and obstacles. And what I'm getting is that these aren't really obstacles. These are just people who are gossiping about you, but they really don't, it doesn't really matter because we don't really care what they have to say because it really doesn't affect us. So just keep your protections up and you know, don't waste your time or energy on these people that have something to say. And so we have Mermaid of Immersion, Complete Commitment. And this is a great card to end with. I really feel like this card is just saying, like, you are so committed to your glow up. You are so committed to leveling up, and no one can stop you at this point. All they can do is have something to say. And that's not to say that people who are surprised by your glow up are upset about it. You actually have a lot of people I'm seeing that support you and are like so happy for you. So on a positive note, there are some people who are like, yes, like cheering you on from the sidelines. So that is all I have for you, pile one. Before we go to pile two, if you like this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment if you feel so called to do so. I love reading the comments. And if you like me as a reader and want to see more readings from me, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you like my decks, I'm an affiliate for an online bookshop that helps support local bookstores. On there, I have all the decks that I use throughout my readings, as well as other books that I love. So I will link that in the description box if you want to check that out. And when you purchase from my affiliate link, it helps to support my channel as well. So thank you, and we're going to go ahead and go to pile two. Hi, pile two. If you pick the Mermaid, A Certain Slant of Light, this is going to be your reading. I'm just going to clear the energy real quick from pile one, and let's go ahead and get started with your reading. So this is a very interesting card. She's almost like in this like deep murky area, and we even have like these very interesting creatures around her. And what I'm getting from this card is you were in a period of darkness. You're in a period of confusion, maybe indecisiveness, maybe a little bit lost of where you were going. And what people are surprised by or weren't expecting was for you to pull yourself out of this darkness, for you to pull yourself out of this confusion, out of this fog. And I really feel like when you were in that place, like you weren't necessarily down. I think you were creating, you were reflecting, you were taking time to understand your situation and circumstances so you can figure out a way out of it. And people are surprised that you were able to make the change, to make the leap, to pull yourself out of this. And I'm getting with the little creatures around her, I'm almost getting like making peace with the past, with the bad, with the ugly, like making peace with it and not letting it hold you back, but using it as a catapult to push you forward and to pull you out. So what people weren't expecting was for you to pull yourself out. Let's get into your cards. So we have some descriptors here. We have energetic, we have popular, we have facial skin treatments, we have wealthy, we have younger man, we have toned, we have honest, we have beard, and we have organized. So what a lot of people weren't expecting was for you to get your spark back, to get your energy back, to have more energy. Because I think, again, you were in this like darker phase, this like slower phase, this, I'm almost getting like a hermit phase where you were just moving a little bit slower. I feel like this was like a time of self-care. I feel like this was a time to really reflect. And I think people weren't expecting you to come out the other side with more energy, more vibrancy. And then we also have popular here. So people weren't expecting you to become so popular at work, popular in whatever endeavor that you do. I'm getting like wherever you go, like you're just this shining light and people are just like really drawn to you. So people weren't expecting you to be so popular. And I'm getting like this vision of like a group of friends who may not be so supportive, and I'm seeing you like making new friends who are supportive and are loving and caring towards you. And I'm seeing like this other group like surprised and like almost like a little bit like jealous, and like I see you almost like cutting off this other group, like you're moving on from them and you're making these like new friends, and they weren't expecting that. That was like a surprise to them. And then we have facial skin treatments. So I think a lot of you had been working on, again, I think you were like working on self-care. You were maybe getting some treatments for yourself, things that made you feel good. I think you were getting treatments to, come into like not only like an emotional and mental glow up, but also like a physical glow up as well. So you've like been working on like all aspects of your glow up. So we have wealthy. So what people weren't expecting was a glow up in your finances as well. And like I said, I think you've been like contemplating and planning and being strategic. Some of you might own your own business. So you might have had like a really slow season where you were just building. And now it's like starting to boom. And that's what people were not expecting. So we have younger man here. For some of you, you might be a younger man. But I'm also getting that if you are a woman, that you are like attracting younger men. Like younger men are finding you very, very attractive. And I think that's surprising other people. That's something like they didn't expect. And then we have toned. So I think what I'm getting from that is like also like toning up your skin. I'm getting someone with like not a lot of like life in their skin. Like I'm getting like a lot of dullness. And what is surprising people is that you now have this like new glow, this new light. Your skin is looking refreshed. And I think, that has a lot to do with some of the treatments that you might have been getting, whether you've been doing them yourself or going somewhere or both. I think people are really surprised how your skin and your face and your energy just transformed. Again, with like the energetic, like just transformed. And so we have honest here. And I think a lot of people have had to like really be honest with themselves about you, like the way that they treated you. I don't know why that's coming out, but this yellow butterfly just flew by the window. That's crazy. That was so beautiful. This like yellow butterfly flew by the window. So I'm also getting, you're going to be attracting a lot more honest people into your life. And I also think like the people around you are going to have to take an honest look at themselves based on what they see from your glow up. It's going to cause them to like look at themselves and really reflect on themselves as well. And then we have a beard. So maybe this younger man has a beard. Maybe you're a younger man with a beard. Maybe some people who are surprised by your glow up is a younger man or someone with a beard. And then we have organized. So again, like I really feel like you went through a phase where you were just getting your ducks in a row. You were organizing. You were getting ready for this glow up, this next phase. So I really feel like this dark period or whatever, like you were like, yeah, maybe there's some confusion, some indecision, maybe some rough bumps in the road, but you were really focused and preparing to come out. And again, with like that butterfly that flew by, like I'm getting like this caterpillar that was like in the cocoon transforming, and then they just emerge as this like beautiful butterfly. And that's what's surprising everyone around you. So we have third party heartbreak. We have new friends. Help is around you. We have successful marriage, good luck, wealthy partner. We have happy news. We have financial success, lucky trip. We have someone is untrustworthy, broken promises. We have young person, red or fair hair, unreliable. We have tower moment, changes. So with this third party heartbreak, that dark period that you went through may have been like heartbreak with having to release some people in your life, and it could be romantic or not romantic, but there might have been some grief or some heartbreak around the people in your life. And again, I'm like getting like a friend group that wasn't like good for you, or maybe wasn't treating you very well. And so I'm also getting that. So maybe you felt like the third party in a friend group, and maybe that caused a lot of heartbreak, like realizing that they weren't truly your friends. But you're going to be making new friends and people that are going to be more helpful and that are going to lift you up. Then we have a successful marriage, good luck, wealthy partner. And that could be for some of you that you are going to be meeting someone that's going to lead to marriage, or you're with someone now that's going to lead to marriage, but you have a lot of luck in the next relationship that you choose. And this could also be just like a partnership with yourself. Like you might be your own wealthy partner, and that's going to attract someone for you if that's what you're looking for as well. So then we have happy news. So that's very good luck. Happy news is coming to you. What people didn't expect is for you to have all this good luck. And I think for a lot of people, they think it's luck, but that you did the planning, you did the prep for this, you did the preparation for this. So you should be really proud of yourself, pile 2. We have financial success, lucky trips. So some of you may be going on a trip. You're going to be having financial success, or you're in financial success already, and maybe there's a trip coming. And then we have this someone is untrustworthy, broken promises, and we have this young person, unreliable, red or fair hair. So maybe they have red or fair hair, or that's just the energy around them. This could be related to like your friend group, but we also got that younger man card. Maybe for some of you, there was like a younger man who was untrustworthy or unreliable or had broken promises, and that was someone that you released already. So this just could be confirmation that that was the right move for you. And so then we have tower moment, changes. So I think like that dark period was like your tower moment. And that's where you were creating a lot of change. You were just kind of like in this hermit mode. So, the tower moments aren't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes things have to break down and dissolve so you can have new soil to grow from. So you have sacred beetle armor, you have a mighty shield. And again, I think that's just confirmation that you are protected. You are protected from anyone who might have ill intentions for you. And I think with this new energy that you're in, you're going to be able to spot the people who do have bad intentions for you. You're not going to allow them to get very far. So just really trust yourself, because I feel like this group has a lot of wisdom, and I think the not so great people in your past were actually a blessing in a way, because they showed you what to look out for. They showed you what relationships you don't want. And it's going to help you decide what relationships you do want to cultivate in your life, what you do want to bring in your life. So that is all I have for you, pile 2. If you enjoyed this reading, I would love it if you would give me a like. And if you feel so called to do so, leave a comment. I love reading the comments. And if you want to see more readings from me, or if you like me as a reader in general, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you like my decks, I'm an affiliate for an online bookshop that helps support local bookstores. On there, I have all my decks that I use throughout my readings, as well as books that I love. So I will link that in the description box. So if you want to check that out, if you do purchase from my affiliate link, it does help to support my channel. So that is all I have, and I will see you next time. Bye.